probably 5 minutes or so.
Sure, Sunny.
And why
So,
don't you kick us off?
yeah, sure, Sunny. So, thank you, team, for joining us today. Good morning to all of you. It's a beautiful morning in Delhi NCR specifically. It's raining. So, a beautiful morning. Good morning to all of you once again. And thank you for joining our session today. And we have our special guest, Simi Arora, once again back with us. And we have our passionate CEO and our health guru, Sunny, joining us from Chicago just for this session. So as like if you would have heard, he just said a few minutes back that if he has to do one thing in a week, then this is the session he will do. And this is what the passion is about. And this is how passionate he is about this whole Life by Design program. So once again, I welcome both Simi and Sunny onto the call. And I pass on the baton to Sunny before we move to Simi. Sunny, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Shruti. And today's topic is really, really important. And this is one thing that I am trying to teach my kids as well, how to master stress and enhance resilience. And Simi, our expert, is here today to talk about that topic because that is really, really like must-have life skill. Why don't we put it this way?
Absolutely.
And yeah, and when I talk about this, I do want to share like a little bit of like my life experience based some thinking and what I'm going through as a father as well in the context of this topic. And I'm sure that parents on this call and every individual actually on this call have had tough time where it was stressful, where their resilience was tested. Please give me head nod if you have experienced tough time in your life. Yeah, I haven't seen some people reaction, but maybe you can give me Zoom reaction, guys. So question is, have you experienced tough time in life, stressful time? Almost everyone. Life is full of stress. Okay, and so I think one thing that from my overall experience that I want to share is tough time is good. Tough time create resilient people. And because the topic today is resilience and stress, like what do we do? And so point of reflection for me is I always ask myself, and sometimes, whatever you believe in. So at that, like when I was 17 and I came to the States, and like when I used to pump gas and I was 17-year-old and not being able to speak English because it was village education and English starts in the 6th grade. And at the gas station, school buses used to come and I used to pump gas. In New Jersey, as a gas attendant, you have to have full gas attendance service. And I used to have tears in my eyes. And the question I asked myself was, why can't I be that kid who is sitting in the bus, almost my age, and going to school or college? And I used to really feel bad about myself and my situation, actually, but I didn't know anything better. And now when I reflect on this, and I'm like, that tough time made me resilient and made me ready for life, because life will bring more tougher time as you move up. It is your resilience muscle that Simi is going to talk about today. And similarly, I think Simi shared her story. She has gone through a lot of tough time when she moved here to America. Everyone remembers her story? And what a powerful story to learn resilience from, right? And it's continuous normally in life. And it's really developing that skill that how we lead ourselves during tough times, like how do we deal with stress? And I used to wake up at night during some tough times in the beginning stage, and I couldn't go back to sleep because mind, it works that way. It's like stressful, and that puts you in more negative situations. And another example, so Simi's example, like all these tough times, and as she will move up, and now she's becoming more like a thought leader on this topic, and she learned how to deal with even tougher situations than her past. And Steve, I remember Steve, if I have your permission to share a little bit of your personal story when he joined. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, Sunny, we can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Sunny.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Steve, if I may have permission to share when you joined, right? So some personal tough times that you were going through.
Sure, Sunny.
And that only made you a better human being, more humble, more resilient, and more prepared for life to handle even more stress, because your stress levels didn't go down. Your stress levels are probably higher than ever before, but you know how to handle that better. So the point that I'm making is it's about learning how do we deal with stress? How can we be more resilient? And how can, as parents or as brothers and sisters, can help people around us, how they can be more resilient to deal with difficulties in life. And when I talk about my kids, I wish they can go through these experiences that I have gone through. That's a blessing. That tough time, that bus example, or the experience that I shared with you. I wish Sahib and Rohan and Shan they go through that, because that will make them tough people in life. Otherwise, they will be very soft. No matter what they accomplish, they will always be at risk to break down. Sahib is going to Cornell. You have seen him. Like, he can break down in his life because life will bring surprises for him. Life will bring tough time for him. Life will be stressful. And if he's not going to be able to have this life skill, it will be really, really tough for him. And parents shielding kids, which we normally have to, and we are more inclined. My heart wants to shield him. But at the same time, how can I do that in a balance where I'm not shielding him? I let him have his experience so that he's not getting easy life pass right now. Because if he does get easy life pass because of me and Cam, then we are protecting him, shielding him from struggles and tough experiences. And we are basically disabling him psychologically and mentally. And those are with really good intentions, but they are really not good intentions. So for parents, what I'm learning as a parent is it is not kids. Like, now there's a huge talk out there, huge conversation going on with the next generation being less resilient. Next generation not knowing how to handle stress if they get a C grade, or they don't get good job, or they don't get promotion at work. It's not them, it's parents. Parents are contributing to their poor resilience skills. But the topic is, I just wanted to give you little bit of context here that the importance of this life skill that you're about to learn from Simi, and she is going to help us understand how to. And for me, it mainly comes from embracing the pain and tolerance level, raising my tolerance level to stress and pain. That is embracing. I'm happy when I get problems. Like that's how I'm developing my internal self. Is I need to be happier when I'm facing tough times, and I need to also believe in acceptance. Parna. So those are like two of my overall life learnings. And okay, so before I take too much time, Simi, over to you and team. I won't be able to stay for the entire session today, which I normally take towards the end of the session. So I took first 10 minutes. Thank you, Simi, for letting me take first 10 minutes. And you have so much life experience
So
that
much to
we
learn from you. In fact, I was just like, you could do this by yourself. You don't need me.
no.
This was no, because I was so engaged
We
in the
need you.
conversation, and the fact that as you know, we go forward in our life with many things, like as you just mentioned, with our businesses, with being a parent, with our close relationships, losing people that we care about, losing people that we love, and so many multiple type of challenges that we go through, and as we go through in our life, so it was just glued to hearing you and the experiences of your own life that you bring forward. So thank you so much for sharing that, because I think we all learn from our examples that we go through in our life and the situations.
Yeah, we all have different experiences, Simi, and the point that I want my team to take today is they can take this skill beyond themselves, around their kids, their parents, their brothers, their sisters, the siblings, anyone anyone that they experience life with, they can take this skill and take this beyond themselves. And thank you, Simi, for your impact on our community. We truly appreciate you. And over to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Sunny. All right, guys. A very warm welcome to today's session. And I see a lot of similar faces, a lot of new faces. If there's anybody who's here for the first time, would you raise your hand, or would you let me know in the chat box so that we can formally welcome you? Because I've been a part of this community for the last 3 years, and I've seen almost all the new faces, each time I find somebody new. So is there anybody new? If there is, then please, Akash. Hi, Akash. Very warm welcome. How are you?
Hi, Simi. Thank you. I'm doing good.
Fantastic. So would you just share a little bit, which department have you joined, or anything about you? Where do you come from?
Yeah, I've joined as an advanced system administrator in last month. So I'm reporting to Noida office.
Okay, fantastic. Very warm welcome to the community.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome, guys. So let's break it down, right? I want you to wake up a little bit more, because at the end of the day, before absorbing anything, we need to bring our energies together. So there's a little exercise for you, and it's going to be a fun question. Okay. The fun question is, if you could delete all the applications on your phone and leave one app left out back on your screen, what would that be? And it shouldn't be your banking app, because I know all of you need your banking app, right? That was the answer that I get from a lot of people. Except your banking application, which application would you keep and delete all the rest of them? Who's going to start first?
Bamboo HR.
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Peril. Yeah, I would like to keep my Bamboo HR app. That.
What's a Bamboo HR? I never heard of it.
That's our attendance app.
Oh, Bamboo HR. Okay. Anyone else?
I think I'll keep
I like
YouTube, Simi. A reason behind it is that I'm using it to, when I travel to office or go back home,
Okay.
I used to listen to some good videos. Like I follow a few good authors and I listen to them. So that is something I cannot live without.
Oh, awesome. That's a good one. I hope you're just listening to the great ideas and not scrolling. So
Yeah.
keep a watch. No, just kidding, messing with you. Anyone else?
There is an app called Your Quote on like both App Store and Play Store. So on Your Quote, like in some limited words, you can put your if you want to quote something or if you want to put your thoughts on it, you can definitely go ahead and do that. So I like to keep that because at times I use it, like I try to put my quotes or my thoughts in it.
Awesome. Which one is it? I need
That's
to. I
called
need to download it.
Your Quote. Your Quote.
Your quote. Okay, so it's like you speak to it, right?
No, it's actually like penning down your
Typing.
thoughts,
Okay, penning down your thoughts. Okay,
like
Manoj, thank
typing
you.
things. Thank you.
That's fantastic. I learned something from you today. So we have a writer and the
Candidate, it's a video calling app, it's a messaging app, it's all in one communication thing.
okay. That's for you. I mean, I'm not deciding for you. It's for you.
Yeah, so WhatsApp would be for me.
Right? That's amazing. So you're gonna keep WhatsApp. Actually, you know what? That's a good call. I think I'll keep WhatsApp too. I think I need to interact with my parents in India, and it'll be super hard without it. Yeah, it's an interesting question, right? Because sometimes I think we need a lot of stuff on our phone, but given a choice, we don't need so many things, right? We need maybe a couple of things that we really use every day. So just minimalism to practice a little bit in our head, because at times we want a lot of things to come in our life, and sometimes that adds up a lot of stress too, right? And I do have some responses in the chat box. Amrit saying reminder app. Tina said the Gita app. I'm excited to hear about this, Tina, in a second. Luke said YouTube. Manoj said your quotes, and Alokik said Reddit. So all these cool apps, right? All of us have different interests. Scott said Zoom app. Okay, that's a good one. So we do all of us have favorites, right? My Fitness Pal, Tanuj Kumar. Okay, good one. So all these are interesting. Gita app, Tina, I want to just take a second to talk about if you're open to have this conversation. And I've heard for this app for the first time, actually. Geeta is here with us.
Tina.
I'm so sorry, Tina.
Yes.
Tina.
Yes. Hi, Simi.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm in cab and my network is breaking down. So it's an app which you can have shlokas and teachings of Bhagavad Gita, and you can practice it if you are facing any sort of struggle in your day-to-day routine. You just open it and heard a shloka. You'll be able to recall it, and the similarities are like whatever tough time you're going through, you can have that solution from that particular shloka, from that particular chapter, and if you adapt that in your life, and you'll definitely be happy.
That's amazing, Tina. Thank you for sharing this. See, you're in the
Thank
cab.
you.
You're in the cab.
Yeah.
I could
Yes.
I could hear the honks in the background. So this is great. Well, because the whole point of coming together in a group setting is also helping us to learn about new things, right? I learned about these two apps right away here. I'm gonna just go and check it out and see if it fits in my lifestyle. So that's the power of coming together and sharing our thoughts, and being able to share what we do in our life and the insights and principles that we can bring forward and help other people with. So as much as I'd like to teach and preach, I think the most important thing that I can do is facilitate a conversation, because we all know what we want to do in our life. We all know our strengths to a certain extent. We all know our limitations as well. And the whole point of doing these forum activities is to become more self-aware of our weaknesses and how we can explore them to turn into our strengths, how we can actually convert them into our strengths. So that's the whole point, right? And when we talk about stress, stress is a part of our life. Stress is going to be a part of our life because this is a human condition in a way. It's a way our brain does the self-preservation. So stress is basically a chemical experience that we experience in our body because your mind and body are resisting a particular type of change. Right? So that's the reason when we go through some changes in our life, specifically in our relationships, in our job, or when our body mind experience a threat, which is really not a physical threat, but it's a mental threat because we're thinking and feeling about things in a different way, we're perceiving things in a different way, it tends to cause that chemistry in the body through the literal release of the chemicals in the body that are going to make us feel stressed. And there'll be physical symptoms, physical manifestations of those stress, such as body aches, digestive issues, headaches, and all these different type of experiences, right? So today in this topic, obviously stress is a large topic. So I have just kind of like, dissect listen and you don't do nothing about it. And similarly, if I say something and I don't do anything about it, the chances are that I'm not going to have any experiences. So really, it's all about you taking one thing from here that you can apply. That's what I'm going to focus on. Okay. So there's a quick presentation that I'll run you over. And the whole point of that presentation is for you to pick up one thing that you want to explore during the next month and try to stick to a new habit or a new way of perceiving or a new way of living or a new way of being so that you can combat your stress levels, so that you can prepare yourself for more growth, so that you know that the goals that you want to achieve are going to be accomplished when you empower yourself with that positivity, with that strength, with that lifestyle, with those habits that are important to get you there. So are we all in? Are we excited to go through those 5 strategies?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Sure.
Let's do
Yes.
it. Okay, awesome. There we go. Okay, all right. So let's talk about types of stresses. And I know you can identify one of those pointers here on the screen. All of us can. So in your mind, contemplate, take a second, and recognize which of these stressors show up in your life a little bit more than others. Work-related, financial, relationship, academic, health, environmental, social stress, life transitions. What is it that's showing up in your life right now? There could be more than one. Right? So contemplate on it, maybe note it down. So why are we even talking about this? We're talking about this because we understand that our stress affects our resilience levels. And our resilience is all about our ability to bounce back from our challenges. Stress affects our health. And since we've been talking about health, this is a health series, it is important for us to know the type of experiences or outcomes that we can face with our health if we do not have any sort of strategies, any sort of applications of some tools that are going to combat the stress, that are going to help you release stress. So this is the study that you can actually Google out, and you can find out a little bit more about it when you Google it. This is a study that has been done in 2007, and I'm just going to go to the next slide where I'll just share with you the outcomes of the study. Stress affects your immune function. Stress affects your cardiovascular health. Stress affects your mental health. Stress can also enhance your aging process. Stress affects your metabolic disorders and all the chronic diseases and autoimmune diseases. So there are multiple types of health issues, and we all are aware of it. We have read it on Google, we have read it on multiple articles, and we are aware. So anybody who wants to share just a little bit of their own life journey or anything that comes out of them, especially with their health, and they can pinpoint it to a stressful period in their life that they were more stressed and that had them to experience some sort of physical manifestation of that stress in the body. Anybody? Anybody who had a stressful period and they can vouch for the fact that it affected them physically? Nobody?
I experience the metabolic disorders, and if I experience it now, even if a day is a little bit stressful due to any reason, it's not necessary that it's a chronic stress.
Mhm.
Sometimes we pick a stress because of unnecessary reason as well, but you start feeling that okay, you're not feeling good. So this is the first thing I observe in my body, which alert me that okay, I need to do something because I'm taking some extra stress or something.
Love it. Thank you so much for bringing it up. When you have any physical manifestation in the body of any kind that is unusual, all of us, please pay attention to this. If you experience any type of manifestation of an experience in the body, anything that is little extraordinary, then come back to yourself, check your feelings, check on your emotions, check on your thinking process, and really become self-aware of what is it that is happening in your life in this time. What is it that you are doing? How are you thinking? What are you feeling, most importantly? Because if you dig down, you'll notice that most of this is coming from the way you are feeling right now. There is some sort of trauma, some sort of stressful experience that is weighing on you. There's something going on in your life in the background. There's something happening in your subconscious mind that is weighing you down. And because you're not aware of it, because you're distracting yourself, because you're not paying attention to it, it is causing the manifestation of that experience in your body as a physical sensation, or could be a chronic disease. So it's not just for the psychological benefits or having a peaceful life. It is also for you to live a long, healthy life that you need to start paying attention to how you think, feel, perceive, and be. So quickly coming to the strategies that I'm going to start sharing. Now, obviously, this is not a rocket science, right? We all know that there are so many things we can do. We have 24 hours in a day, out of which 7 hours we sleep or 8 hours we sleep. Some of us need less sleep. Some of us need a little bit more sleep. We still have 16 hours of the daylight. And if you can tell me that in 16 hours, you can't take out 45 minutes for yourself, then what type of life are we living? We can't take out 45 minutes for ourselves? Is that true? And if we commit to taking out 45 minutes for ourselves, what's going to happen? In those 45 minutes, consciously we develop a routine for ourselves, a plan for ourselves that works for our life, that works for us specifically, not for anybody else benefit, not for your family, not for your kids, but for us. Because when we feel strengthened, then automatically we'll have so much more to give to others. And I know that all of us are givers. All of us who are here, we want to help other people. But we can't help other people if we are not feeling 100% controlled, supported, nurtured, loved, and cared. And this all starts from you. So developing a self-care routine is just not something that you should take lightly, because it is really all about you. And if you have everything that you need to feel empowered, then the chances are you're going to show up at your workplace more strengthened. You're going to show up as a friend more connected. You're going to show up as a spouse who's more loving and patient and tolerant. You're going to show up as a father or a mother who's a role model for your kids, teaching them In action, how to be, how to take care of yourself, and how to be not weighed down by life's problems. That's the only way you can teach your kids how to be strong. You can't teach them by preaching. You can only teach them by action. So if you have a self-care routine, I bet you your kids will have it. That's how they learn, period. So the point is, are we going to commit to it? 21-day challenge. And there are some options. And from the very, very small time period that you can commit to is 5 minutes. 5 minutes of deep breathing every day. Conscious disconnection with the devices, 30, 40 minutes in a day. Switch them off, put your phone somewhere else, get out of the house, go for a walk, maybe read a little, listen to some music, spend time with yourself exploring, maybe journaling. But the point is, those 30 minutes, you're not gonna be with your phones. You're not gonna be on your gadgets. You are just going to be with yourself. And could be another thing that you can do to journal. What type of stressors are there in your life right now? List down all the pointers, list down all the things that come to your mind that are stressing you out. And take them on one by one. Because when you look at those situations that are overwhelming, overstressing right now, and you think there's no solution to that, you know in the depths of your soul that you can do something about it. And sometimes we don't want to do anything about it because it's too scary. Because sometimes it's about making decisions. Because sometimes it's about getting into the unknown territory. Because sometimes it's scary to change. But don't tell me that you don't have solutions to those problems, because you do have something that you can do about those things. So don't put yourself into a notion or a fallacy that you don't know how to take care of the problems in your life. You know. So the beautiful thing about our mind is that when we break down the big problem into smaller problems, we'll figure out a way. So pick up any of these type of actions that you can take, and whatever it is that your life needs right now. I don't know what your life needs right now. Do you need a better decision making? Do you need more love, nurturing, care? Do you need to let go of some habits? Do you need to read more, relax more, ground yourself more? You know it better. Do it for yourself. Commit to it. Yes? No? Who's committing to it?
Simi.
Yes, Simi.
Wonderful. Me too. I'm raising my hand. You can always raise your hands. You can always use these little emojis on this Zoom to share your commitment. There's something very powerful about committing in a group. Trust me, guys. Don't take it lightly. You're committing. Awesome. So let's go to the next one. So stress management techniques. There are many techniques, right? We have talked about breathing exercise. We talked about meditations. We talked about mindfulness. Anything that is easier for you to implement. End of the day, it's just really about implementation. What I do personally is I use these two powerful ways. And I've never spoken about mantra meditation before or yoga nidra. So I thought I'll just share something with you that's different than what we have discussed before. Mantra meditation is really very simple. It's very simple. It's sort of an affirmation that you can start your day with, pretty much. Practice it for like 10 times. And another way that we practice mantra meditation is to go to the bathroom, look yourself into the mirror, and say it to yourself, looking in your eyes. I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I'm in my control. And when you do that, looking in your eyes, you'll see that your facial expressions will change. I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I'm in control. You might even smile a little at yourself. I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I'm in control. And by the 10th time, you'll have this big smile, feeling so good. You looked in your own soul, you looked at your own face. And that's such a great way to prepare yourself for some of the meetings that you go to. Like, if you feel an overwhelm or you feel a little stressed about a meeting that you're going into because maybe it's not going to be a good one, that. Maybe you did a blunder and you're going to have to listen to your boss. Maybe it's a conversation that you're going to have with your spouse that's not going to go in a beautiful way. Could be anything, right? Any situation. I'm calm, I'm peaceful, I'm in control. And it literally takes us less than 4 minutes, less than 3 minutes even. So can we give us 3 minutes of preparation? Yoga Nidra is a technique that is similar to body scan and progressive muscle relaxation. And there are many videos that you can find on Yoga Nidra on YouTube. In this particular type of technique, we actually allow ourselves to listen to the guided speech that this yogi or anybody pretty much, because it used to be actually coming from the yogis, but now all the meditation teachers are providing it. And it just allows us to relax our every single body part one by one. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. And I do this often when I can't sleep, man, like literally. And the thoughts are bombarding and I'm finding it so hard to let go. And I tell myself, what the hell? Like, I'm such a conscious, calm person in general. What's going on? And then I know instead in that moment, beating myself up, what I do is I just put this on. And it's very, 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 very good way to allow your whole body parts to relax. And this is maybe once in a week or twice a week if you can do. This also prepares you for more mindfulness in general in your day life as well. Okay, so mantra meditation, do you think it's doable? Anybody who have any suggestion on this? Anybody who feels that it was a really good idea to have any kind of mantra meditation that we can practice looking ourselves in the mirror? Any thoughts on that?
Yes, Simi, I'm Gagan.
Hi, Gagan. Yes.
Yeah, this is exactly similar to what I practice. So whenever I've been to situations like that, depression and all that, anxiety. So what I do is I always think of bigger picture. That everything, because as we talk about mantras and all. So I've read Bhagavad Gita. So what I how I calm myself down is by just thinking about the reality which is going on at the moment. So I just pay attention and I introspect and deeply think of those moments and perceive that, well, everything is temporary.
Yeah.
Maybe for a particular phase or particular time, but because good times don't last forever, and so do bad times. And always think of the bigger perspective that the biggest thing is birth and death. Most of these two things are beyond our control. So this is the ultimate reality. And apart from all these two things, everything is material. So material things don't last forever. So that's how I calm myself down that, okay, I should think of bigger things and not these small things which may come and go at any point of time.
This is pure wisdom and it's beautiful. And I can assure you that this is also the practice of years and years of studying and practicing and experiencing. And when it manifests in our life in a way that it has come in your being is by contemplating on these ideas, right? Contemplation for the longer time period, contemplation and assimilation, and then giving yourself the subconscious feed. Like one of our friends just mentioned about the YouTube videos that he watched on the way. Some people, they have this question about this, like, how does it make a difference? How does it make a difference anyways to listen to these ideas or just listening, how will that change? Well, it will, because you're sowing the seeds. You're sowing different seeds now than the seeds that you already have. You're clearing out the weeds. You're allowing the space for the new plants to emerge, for new seeds to grow. And listening to these ideas can actually change the way you perceive things. And that's what you just mentioned. And thank you so much for your guidance and wisdom. And this is so beautiful how we can apply these little things, little ideas, and bring a little change in the way we look at things in our life. And the next is building a support network. Okay, so this is obviously, we know, right? We're aware, surrounding, sharing, surrounding ourselves with happy people, great people, insightful people, just the people that we are together right now, like listening to Gagan and my other friend Steve, and all you people like who are really open to share and connect. So anybody of you go for any kind of group events or retreats or any social networking where you feel that you go to and then you come back rejuvenated? Anyone? Do we have anybody who goes to any support groups? It could be religious, spiritual, golf, I don't know, sports.
So
Going back to
not
school
a
friends.
support, yeah, not a support group, yeah, but I do go back to my friends whenever and I travel. Like that is, I think so that is my way to relax and that is my way to rejuvenate. Whenever I feel stressed, just like take off and travel. That is the thing.
Travel. Yeah, travel with people, like-minded people, happy
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
It really, really uplifts you. And how many of us have people in our life that drain us? Anybody? Raise your hand.
Out.
So the people who are not talking right now, I would love for us to talk more. We just have 20 minutes left, guys. Come on. You're not gonna see my face for the next whole month. So come on, let's talk. Anybody who feels that, oh my God, like my relationships drain me. And even if there's one person you can recognize today, I have a tip for you. And the tip is to minimize the conversations, minimize the conflicts, minimize getting into arguments, because sometimes it's impossible for us to, let go of those people, because they could be close people, they could be relatives, they could be family members, they could really be the closest people in your life. But you can still set an inner boundary. Inner boundary is about, I know who they are, and I know that I'm not in the similar alignment with the kind of people they are, but it also doesn't mean that I allow them to rob away my power, rob away my energy. So you have this inner boundary. That's with the closest people that you live with or you talk to every day. And then there is a bigger control, a healthy boundary for the people who are your friends, and you can let go of some of them, or you can minimize the conversations. The reason this is important is, again, if you want happy life, if you want a life that looks like you're progressing every year, if you want a life where you have more adventure and experiences, then you want to be around people who think alike. You want to be around people who are spiritually elevated. You want to be around people who are adventurous, who are go-getters, who are motivators, who are servers, who are helpful, because then you will add more of those qualities in your life. And when you have those qualities in your life, then automatically your stress level will go down, because you're hopeful, because you allow life to happen. You're more accepting. So anybody who wants to take this point today and contemplate on it, and really, really see through your life, your relationships, and see that, do you have the similar set of friends in the last 10, 20 years, similar conversations, similar drinking, similar habits, similar type of same drama, nonstop repeating of the patterns? Then how can you imagine your life changing if you're not even putting yourself in different situations with people who could be more uplifting? And again, please feel free to share your stories. I
Hi,
literally,
Sami.
yes,
Hi,
go
Simi.
ahead.
This is Tavleen here.
Yes.
So basically, my belief is that considering a lot of times we are so packed up that it's very hard for us to take a break in terms of vacation, considering you have to form a plan with your family and everything. I think even if an afternoon or evening with friends or some kind of rejuvenation as a change of the environment really helps. It really, gets you a new perspective. So I think even if a few hours you take out for yourself, doing anything what you like, and I
Yeah.
think it depends completely at that particular moment what you like to do. Sometimes you want to be religious, sometimes you want to be just kind of uh, let loose,
Yeah.
just meet a few people or just be on your own. It could really differ from one situation to the other. It's very important for you to live in that moment and get yourself going, and the very next day you feel absolutely a different and a new person. That's what my perspective has always been. That's how I these small breaks really help me to get back to a real world of our business as usual.
Complexities. Love it.
Through
So
that, yeah.
this is coming back to a very beautiful point that you mentioned, Tavleen, is recognizing what you need in that moment. And you're absolutely right. Right now, if your mind is craving for an adventure or have a real exciting conversation or maybe dancing, maybe creative expression, and you push yourself for the spiritual experience, it's not going to happen. It's your spiritual connection will not take place because your mind is not ready for it. So sometimes you have to give your mind that nurturing, that type of nurturing that it needs. So it's absolutely a very powerful insight. Be conscious of what you need today. Do you need more fun? Maybe you just need fun. Maybe you don't need spirituality today. Maybe today you just need to have more romance. Maybe today you want to have more connection. Maybe today you want to go out and eat the food of your choice, whatever it is. Give yourself the tools, give yourself that empowerment so that you can do bigger things. And spirituality definitely, or even the business growth is definitely a little more elevated things that need more momentum, that needs a little bit of more clarity and support. Though spiritual strength allows you to have more beautiful experiences of life in the physical dimension, but at times we also need to support ourselves to have more spiritual strength. So it's like it goes, both ways. If your body is crashing down, you're not going to have spiritual energy because you need to give yourself the fuel to the body first. Okay, so very quickly, positive mindset. I'm just going to come to the point here. Positive psychology has been the name of the game for the last 22 years, especially in the Western world. And one of the key pointers is reframing. I've always failed at everything. I'm not good enough. Others are luckier than me. I don't have the resourcefulness. My family doesn't support me. X, Y, Z things that keep on running in our subconscious mind. It's so easy for us to beat ourselves up. It's so easy for us to become the victim. So what's needed? Do you think having a victim mindset or not feeling enough or not feeling good can anyways help us be less stressful? But it is in fact going to cause us more stress, more low worth, self-worth feelings. So reframe is just about changing the way we look at things, changing the way we think. And not because you have to change, because if you change, there's only one being, only one person who's going to take the benefit of that, and that's you. It's your job to make yourself feel good. It's your job. Nobody else's job. Nobody can make you feel good. Only you can make you feel good. And if you feel good, then you can do anything. You know that. I don't have to tell you. You know that. If you feel good, you can do anything that you want. So how do you feel good? Do you wait for somebody to say you nice things about you to feel good? Do you wait for the approvals? Do you wait for the validation? Do you wait for the world to shower upon their love and blessings to you so that you feel good? Or can you do something about it yourself? And can you be enough for yourself? Can you just be grateful for the fact that you're alive? And that's enough. You're alive. Your limbs are working. You're able to wake up and make yourself a cup of coffee or a tea. You can just sit outside and watch the trees and plants and enjoy being alive. Being alive is such a beautiful experience. And then next thing is, how do I think? Why do I think the way I think? Become curious about your thoughts. 99% of your thoughts are garbage, including myself. Okay? Because we don't know how we think. We just think because it's automatic, pretty much reacting to the stimulus. And if we change this one thing, and for me, this is a lesson, okay? This is a lesson for me. I don't know whether it's a lesson for you, that being aware of how I am perceiving a situation, whether I'm aggravating it more or I can diffuse the effect of it. And this choice I always have, trust me. And at times I aggravate it more and then I diffuse it. And I was like, there was no reason to aggravate it, but I still did it. This is where we build the intelligence of knowing that majority of the things that we build stress for are not that big. It's our own creation. So reframing is just really about becoming curious of your thoughts and then try to instill a little positivity. Try to instill a better thought, a bigger thought. If the thought is, I always fail at everything. And this is not something you're going to say to yourself because it's so subconscious, so subtle. Only you can hear it. Nobody else can hear it. You're not going to say it out loud, but your mind can hear it from within. And it's building your destiny based on those subconscious thoughts. So instead of that, when you do your journaling, you reframe it. I've learned valuable lessons from my past experiences that will guide me towards success. I've learned lessons. It's okay if I failed. Einstein failed 1,000 times. Right? Everybody fails. Who doesn't fail? We all fail at something or the other. So failing is okay. That's fine. It doesn't take away my power from me. It doesn't take away anything from me. I can try again. So just having a broader view to the life. Life is just not about this job. Trust me. It's really not about making money. It's really not about just reproducing. It's really not about just your spouse or your family. It's way bigger than that. We live in a bubble. I would think this bubble is life. And somebody asked me 2 days ago on the Instagram Live, do you ever feel alone? And I said to them that, of course, I do feel lonely at times when I don't have people, like-minded people to share my journey of life with, but I'll never feel alone because alone means you're disconnected from life. It means that you don't see the trees and the plants and the life that is supporting you to breathe even. The oxygen that you're breathing in is not coming from you within, it's coming from the atmosphere that you live in, right? The plants that are emitting this oxygen to you for you to take it, right? So the whole system is interconnected. So the point is that our stress is an experience of too much of focus on me, mine, my bubble. So let's just go a little bit beyond it today and see the world as a place of adventure, a playground to experience things. And the idea of failure and success is just a history of 200 years. About 500 years ago, we didn't have, 200 years ago, maybe 100 years ago, we didn't have bank accounts, did we? Where would people keep money? People had coins, right? And they would dug deep down a hole in the ground and put those asharfiyas, so you call in Hindi, in Urdu, right? Those gold coins or silver coins. And prior to that, we didn't even have that. We were bartering, exchanging our capabilities, our skills. So the whole idea of money, accumulations, career growth, and there's nothing wrong about it. Again, trust me, I'm very ambitious. I'm super ambitious person. But it doesn't mean that it's going to weigh me down. It's going to blur my vision. It's going to take away my power from me. If I don't have the money, it's not going to take a single thing from me. I'll still be the same exact person. Can you give this gift to yourself? And the last is prioritizing time management. Wow, damn, I'm late. All right. So Pomodoro technique, this is a practical insight that I use at times because I'm super overwhelmed with 100 things that I do in a day. So when I find myself in that spot, I try to use this technique, which is just about doing something for 25 minutes, getting up, sipping a cup of tea, having a glass of water, take a little stroll in my backyard, come back again and start again, right? So this 25 minutes window 4 times is what Pomodoro technique is all about. And this gives you ultra focus. It also helps you prioritize what's more important. Because guess what? A lot of things that are running in our mind are not that important. And if you can just do few things in a day that move the needle, that's more than enough. So to-do list that we all write down, but we never finish. So write down a priority list every day. Just 3 things that I want to accomplish today in my business life, in my work life, and my job. 1 for my personal self-care and 1 for my relationships. Just 3 things. And prioritize them. So breaking the big stuff into small, manageable steps. And the Pomodoro technique really comes handy when, especially you're working for something as a project. Like if you have to finish something in a timeline, if somebody's waiting for your emails, if somebody's, and to set the expectations right. Another thing that I want you to please take home today is that a lot of times, we say to our each other over the phone calls, oh, I'll just send it to you in 20 minutes. Really? Why? You can send that in 1 hour. Hell, you can send it in 2 hours. Make it perfect, make it better. It's not that much of an urgency that we create in our daily life for the things that can wait for another 15, 20, 30 minutes. So if you know that you do have a time that you can spend on crafting something that's way more powerful, way beautiful, way more in alignment what is expected from you, then don't just jump to saying to somebody, oh, I'll just reach back to you in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's not necessary. It's causing you more stress. So you can always say that, hey, I'll get back to you, within 60 minutes. I mean, I can finish it in 30 minutes, but I would just like to have maybe 10 minutes more to perfect it. Now you have more time at hand. You have set the expectations right. And you do have a Pomodoro technique handy to give yourself a little breather in between as well. And most of the times when you create something, you get up, you sit back again, you'll be able to see plenty of flaws, plenty of mistakes, and then you correct that. I mean, that's how at least I write my drafts. All right, so this was interesting. I hope that you had a good time playing around with these insights. So since we have 7 minutes left, actually 2 minutes left, but we'll spend 5 minutes. So anybody who wants to share their feedback or their thoughts on what we discussed today, anything that stood out for you that you want to take home today?
For me, this is definitely Pomodoro technique. That's good.
Okay, love it. Yes.
Yeah, I would like to take the reframing part. So whenever I'm in a negative situation or going through the tough times, so I'll definitely try to reframe the situation and be positive in that. So it might come up with a good learning.
So how are you going to trigger that?
Yeah, so in the past, I've been through some of the bad times. Okay, in that time, I tried to reframe myself that, it's a loss or might be the waste of time, but definitely it's learning for life. So that's how I reframe it.
Absolutely. So the way you can trigger this reframing is by journaling every day. So maybe like spending 5 minutes and writing down what's the thought that's causing me the stress and how do I reframe it? Because giving it a little foundation of maybe journaling or contemplating or being mindful will help you to apply this technique.
Right.
Perfect. Anybody else?
Well, I think, Sunny, I'll first go with developing a self-care routine, because this is something that I think I've lost in the last 1 or 2 years. That's one thing. And the other would be, just like Shruti said, this new technique that I got, no Pomodoro. So that's something that I'm going to do.
Love it. Fantastic. Thank you, Shubham. Anyone else? Any questions? No questions? Wow. Brilliant. Well, I was expecting at least some. Any other thoughts? Any other takeaways? Are we at least on the page? Are we on the same page of recognizing that we do have the power to change the way we deal with stress? At least that much? Can we all vouch for that? I see some heads bubbling. Yeah, that's an important thing, right? I understand because it's a lot to grasp on, and it's a lot that we talked about, and I know it's sometimes like there's a lot of things, but I'm sure that your mind has picked up one thing that's going to think about today, and that's more than enough, right? Because it's about the gentle nudges to the brain, to our heart, to our spirit, because inside of us we are all we are all very wise. We all have that wisdom within us. We are born with that wisdom. It's just the cloud of ignorance and the cloud of stress and this thinking process that keeps on happening. It covers our wisdom, but we do have wisdom within us. And before I go, I want to just get this card for us to have an intention for the day, or maybe you want to carry this intention to the next couple of days as well. So let's see what comes up. I'm just gonna pick a card. Any preferable color? Pink, blue, orange?
Green,
Blue.
green.
Try orange.
Blue.
Damn.
Green.
Great.
Oh.
Okay, yellow, orange, yellow, orange. So I'm just gonna close my eyes and pick one, man. I don't want you to fight with each other. Okay, let's see what comes up. Oh my God, it's a lovely card. Intentions. Today is a fresh start, no matter how my day was yesterday. I can make of today whatever I want. My intention for the day is, it's telling you for you to pick your intention for the day. So whatever happened yesterday, it's over. And today, whatever you want to feel in your relationships, at your workplace, in your conversations, whatever intention that you want to bring today, stay with it. And you'll see that becoming more conscious is only going to help you feel more strengthened, feel more in control, feel more grounded, feel more worthy, more confident. All these beautiful things that we need for us to evolve, to become our best version, to be great at our work, to be great in our relationships. So you know your intentions, so make sure that you stay with them. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. I hope this was insightful. This was entertaining. I know, this stuff is not like, we're not dancing in a bar or something, This is like a lot of stuff to talk about, but this is an important stuff. This is important for our life, right? These conversations are important. Even they might be a little boring at times, right? So it's okay, deal with it.
No, thanks, Simi. That was very insightful. And it's a brain exercise we have to do in the morning. So very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
everybody. And lots of love to you. I see you guys next month. And make sure that you have applied some sort of action plan that we had for those 21 days. Any of the things that stuck with you, around with you for you to experiment with. That's the key, all right? And hopefully we'll have that conversation when we start our next session.
Sure.
Thank you, Simi. Enjoy
Thank
the
you
day.
so much
Take
for the
care.
wonderful session,
Have a beautiful
Simi.
day.
Simi.
Thank you, Simi.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.